Yeah, how's everyone doing? Good, I hope. Yeah, I love my Atari VCS. It's awesome, and I'm having hours and hours of fun on it. You know what I mean? I'm a retro gamer at heart. Now I love all gaming, but retro gaming is my favourite. And the Atari VCS, it brings back my childhood. With systems that I grew up and played with. You know what I mean? The very first system that we ever got was a Sinclair ZX Spectrum 48K, We got that in 1981, It was a computer, Something similar to this, except that the keys were like grey and they were rubber, But it was an awesome computer. It was cheap, and the games came on cassette tapes, And in many ways, the games were far superior than Atari games because you actually had characters that looked like human beings and they had animation. But the only downside with the ZX Spectrum is that the games took a long time to load. And sometimes the games wouldn't load properly because there's either something wrong with the tape or there's something wrong with the actual game. And there was no way to patch it, if you know what I mean, So I just had to hope that the tape and the game actually work. Sometimes that wasn't the case, Look, I'm going to show you a bunch of Sinclair ZX Spectrum games that we can play on my Atari VCS, and it's awesome. And I don't have to wait nearly an hour for games to load because, believe it or not, with the ZX Spectrum, some games took nearly an hour to load, and you wait for an hour and nothing happens. You know what I mean? So what's the story, but the Sinclair ZX Spectrum was our first computer. It was our first home computer. It was our first time we played video games of any sort in my house. Was the Sinclair ZX Spectrum. Now we knew of the Atari 2600, but that was all in America. I'm in Ireland, and we didn't see the Atari 2600 till summertime of 1982, but that was like a test run, It wasn't like an official launch, until around Christmas time, 1982. That's when it was available in stores like HMV, Virgin Megastar. They're the stores we had back in the day, But it was sold out everywhere, the Atari 2600, So we kept playing games on a Sinclair ZX Spectrum because it was still getting games for it. There's thousands of games on the Sinclair ZX Spectrum, and people could program their own games on it, which was awesome. It was cheap. It was a way for the normal working class people to enjoy video games and make their own video games. Like the Sinclair ZX Spectrum taught ordinary people, how to become programmers and make games. Look, I wouldn't be surprised that if you look at Activision or Capcom or any video game company out there now, I say some of them, particularly the ones that grew up in Europe and England and Ireland, learned how to program games on the Sinclair ZX Spectrum. And over in the States, the Commodore 64 was more popular. So I say they learned how to program on the Commodore 64. But over here in Europe, the Sinclair ZX Spectrum, it was cheap, it was easy to use, and the games were great. Like I said, the only downside was you had to wait a long time for the games to load because they're on cassette tape, and you had to hope that the game works. Okay, but I'm going to show you a site that we go to when we want to play Sinclair ZX Spectrum games. 48K, Now, there was different models. There was a 16K model, a 48K model. Then later on, there was a 128K model that had a cassette player built into the keyboard itself. But for some reason, even though that one was more powerful and had more colours, it was less reliable than the 48K, we find, because we had the Sinclair ZX Spectrum from the 48K one from 1981 to around 1989. Then it just died because overuse, because we used that nearly every day, for hours on end, and it was awesome. you know. So I'm going to show you the site that I go to when I want to play Sinclair's ZX Spectrum. Now, there's a whole bunch of online emulators that play Sinclair's ZX Spectrum, but the games that I like to play are the Ultimate Play of the game. Now, they became rare in the future, but they made games like Jetpack, you know, and Sinclair games like Checkered Flag, you know, and another favourite of mine is Nemesis the Warlock, which is like a sort of platforming game, and I think it's based on a comic book, Nemesis the Warlock, you know, and you go around shooting enemies and stuff. It's a cool early platforming game, you know. So I'm gonna go to Internet Archive because that's the one that you type in the name of the game and it'll pretty much find it, you know. Whereas if you go to an online emulator, yeah, it shows you thousands of games, and it take a while to find the actual game you want because there was that many games on the Sinclair ZX Spectrum. So Internet Archive, we always go to that if we want to play Checkered Flag or Jetpack or Nemesis the Warlock, you know. Also, another great Sinclair ZX Spectrum game was Cookie, you know, and that was made by Ultimate Play of the game as well, you know. And Cookie, you have to pour all the ingredients, the correct amount of ingredients into the chef's bowl, and there's like these little monsters in garbage cans throwing stuff at you, like screws and other stuff trying to kill you. It's an awesome game, you know. And another game is called Pissed, you know, PSSST, you know. In that, you're in a garden, and you have to protect your flowers and stuff from being eaten by insects. So there's different sorts of sprays that kill different sorts of bugs. Like there's ones that kill worms, there's one that kill like bees and stuff. It's an awesome game, you know. So to begin, just click the floppy disk icon, go to console gaming. Now the Sinclair ZX Spectrum, it won't be actually listed here, but in the photographs, but like up here in the search bar, if you just type in the name of the game, if you're good at spelling and if you remember how it's spelled, that'll help, like, you know. So I'm gonna go to Jetpack first, you know. Just so and the Jetpack is J. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Okay, sometimes you have to refresh the page. Okay, here we go. Okay, so Jetpack is JETPAC. So JETPAC. So Jetpack, right, and just go to go. You know. You could just give it a second to load, like, you know. Now Jetpack took around 45 minutes to load back in the day, you know. So there it is, like Jetpack for the Sinclair ZX Spectrum, like, you know. And you have the 16K, you have the but the 16K version and the 48K version are the same, basically, you know. And the 16K Sinclair ZX Spectrum and the 48K are the same black keyboard with the grey keys. So with this game, I'll show you. I'm going to start the game. Like Jetpack was awesome. Ultimate Play the game. They became rare in the future, you know what I mean. But back in the day, they were called Ultimate Play the game. Yeah. So yeah, just give it a second. So it's awesome if you want to play Sinclair ZX Spectrum. I remember playing this back in the day, and we had an old black and white portable television. It wasn't even half the size of that television that I have right there. And you're waiting 45 minutes for it to load. You know, to be like flickering colours on the other side of the screen, going up and down like that. But here, like, it's just instant, really, you know. Just go full screen, like, you know, and it's awesome. I mean, back in the day, this was in black and white, like, when we played it for the first time, like, you know. So just give it a second, like, you know. Believe me, it doesn't take as long as it used to, you know. Like, back in the day, it took 45 minutes, and other side of the screen, like, be making a noise and be flashing lines going up and down each side of the screen, like, you know. So let's see if we can start the game. There we go. Yeah. Now, this is an awesome game. Came out in 1983. It was brilliant. It was, you know. Now you press key to 5 to start the game. So it's set to keyboard. So I'm gonna press 1, press 5. Okay. So Z and X. Z is left, X is right. The S key is for. Now the object of the game, you have to assemble the rocket there, you know, and then fill it full of fuel, you know. Yeah. So okay. So W is up. So it's awkward trying to do it one-handed, you know. So I'm going to see what happens if we choose the joystick. I doubt that it'll pick up the controller, you know. But you never know, like, you know. So you press key 5 to start the game. No, it's not picking up the controller, like, you know. But maybe if I plugged it in with the USB cable, it'll work, you know. But no, so I'm gonna have to do it. So yeah, you have to assemble the rocket and fill it full of fuel, and there'll be gems and other stuff coming down that you have to get for a high score. So it's pretty cool, like, you know. So I have to wait till the game ends here, and then we can use the keyboard once again, you know. But yeah, so W is up, fly up. Z and X is left and right. It could, now normally it's Q W E R T Y, you know, on the keyboard. But I have to use two hands, like, you know. But Jetpack was one of my favourites, like, you know. Back in the day, you know, it still is, you know. And it sounds like a bunch of farts, you know. The sound, but like that's like this is way better than that on the Atari 2600, because you know, it looks like a rocket ship. Your man looks like a man, you know. But you just, like I said, you have to wait 45 minutes, and I suppose, and it gets harder and harder, and like, there's different sorts of enemies and stuff. So yep, pretty cool. And so game over. Yeah, so I'm gonna choose the keyboard once again. So key 3, you know, for the keyboard, and key 5. Yeah, so okay. Okay, it's hard to do one-handed, you know. But basically, that's what you have to do. You have to assemble the ship and fill it full of fuel and blast off to the next planet, like, you know. So pretty awesome, you know. Try my best here. So you gotta pick up the ship. It's hard trying to do it one-handed, like, you know. But it's brilliant. It's brilliant. It really is. Yes, that's Jetpack, you know. So yeah, I'm gonna go on to Checkered Flag, you know. And this one is harder to spell. I won't lie, like, you know. Well, okay, so you just go to the search bar and type in Checkered Flag, you know. Yeah, just back up, just refresh the page. So yeah, pretty cool, like, you know. And Lunar Jetman was the sequel. I never played that, you know. So yeah, and Super G-Man, I never played that either. So look, there's a whole bunch of Spectrum games here that we never heard of, like, you know. So yeah. So Checkered Flag is my next favourite, you know. And that one's a bit easier to play one-handedly, you know. So just type in Checkered Flag, CHEQUU checkered. I think that's right. And flag. Press enter. Sometimes it doesn't matter if the spelling is a bit wrong, like, Yep, there it is. See, checkered flag for at Sinclair game. And pretty cool. Yeah. But yeah, Sinclair research, So yeah, this game's awesome because, okay, you're only going around by yourself on the track. There's no other cars, but you're actually driving on real circuits, like, which is awesome, And you have to avoid crashing, and it's basically getting around the track as fast as you can without crashing, and you can make a car. You Soil software, checker flag, Sinclair research, awesome game, like, And back in the day, this game took about half an hour, 40 minutes to load on tape, like, And so this, you're actually racing on real race cars for back in the day was mind blowing, you know what I mean? Because the only other game where you're actually racing on a real race track is pole position, but that was in arcades in 1982. So this is the first home sort of cheap way to play that sort of racing game. So you press 5 and see you have Brands Hatch, Monaco. So these are actually real circuits, like, So some of the names are changed, but so yeah. So it says press space to select, So space bar, Pretty cool, like, awesome game, like, Then press enter, So select number laps 2. Yeah, now this 1 and 2 key. 1 is left, 2 is right, 5 and 6 are accelerate and decelerate. Now you can choose automatic or manual. Now the one in yellow there is the automatic. That's the easiest car to use. The McFaster Special, which is obviously McLaren, like, Soyon Pegasus. I don't know which one that's copying, but Ferrari is obviously Ferrari, like, So I'm gonna choose press space to select. You can. But this for back in the day, this was awesome. And the pits are on the right hand side, big black letters saying pits. Yeah, when we got our Spectrum, it came with a big black case, and it had the keyboard, the cassette recorder, and about 20 tapes, like, and checker flag was one of them, All Sinclair games. Another game was Backgammon. Another one was Asteroids. Now it wasn't called Asteroids, but it's pretty much the same game. Just the name is slightly changed. I think Sinclair had to ask Atari permission could they change the name, and yeah, no problem. Like, once you pass, you can change the name if you wish. Yeah, so a lot of Atari games were on the Sinclair's ZX Spectrum. The names were just changed. It was just the loading we couldn't stand because it was impatient back then, and I knew the Atari instant load times. I didn't really care that the graphics weren't as good as this or that, but so this is like back in the day. This just blew our minds that we could play this on our tellies. It's a black and white though. There's no colour or anything. So yeah, it's just awesome. It really is, and you have to concentrate. It's all about getting around the fastest time, like, So awesome stuff, and the Atari VCS is just awesome. It's a trip down memory lane because I say by now, like, most Sinclairs I'd expect them to stop working because they're just that old, If someone out there has a Sinclair ZX Spectrum since 1981 and is still working, that's awesome. And it's like either you're very, very lucky or like your Spectrum's just made of better stuff, you know what I mean, you know. But we got ours in 1981, it lasted till 1989. And we played the hell out of that. We all did, you know. But the games I liked was like Jetpack, Cookie, Pissed, Nemesis the Warlock, just awesome games, like, you know. And the great thing about it was they came on cassette tapes, you know. But the thing is, you had to wait like 45 minutes or up to an hour to load. Transformers was on the Spectrum as well, but I never got that, never played it, you know. But yeah, so this was awesome back in the day, you know. And yeah. Now, like I said, there's tons of other, there's thousands of games on the Sinclair ZX Spectrum, you know. So these are just some of the ones I remember playing as a kid, like, you know. And it's awesome, you know. And now Checkered Flag, it came out on the Atari Lynx and the Atari Jaguar, but they're different games. Yeah, they're still F1 based like this, but they're just not as good for some reason. This is just more relaxing, you know, this game, you know, because the frame rate in Checkered Flag on the Jaguar is bad and the controls are bad. And look, that came out over 20 years later, like, you know. Now, Checkered Flag on the Lynx is actually pretty good, you know. It's a 2D behind the car F1 game, so that one's actually better than the Atari Lynx version. The Atari Lynx version is better than the Atari Jaguar version. It's playable anyway, you know what I mean. The Jaguar, like, it's just it was going up against Virtua Racing, that 3D polygonal F1 racing game. And like I said, the controls were terrible and the frame rate was bad, so it's just. And the Jaguar was meant to be more powerful than the Sega Mega Drive. Yeah, Virtua Racing and the Sega Mega Drive was just a better game. It looked better, control better, and people realised that this Atari Jaguar is hard to make games for. And with just flashing, that means you're going off the road. Yeah, so let's say Checkered Flag, you know, and pretty awesome, you know. So I'm just gonna go back to the it's the start finish line, you know, and pretty cool. Yeah. You don't want to stay off track for too long because the car just explodes. You go, even though there's nothing on the grass or anything, you go off track for too long, you explode, you know. So pretty cool, like, you know. Yeah, so I'm gonna show you another game, Cookie, you know. See, just will blow up now in a minute, you know. So. Right, so I'll show you one more game, you know. I'll show you Cookie, you know. I haven't got time. I'm running out of time. Anyway, so like a whole bunch of Sinclair ZX Spectrum games, and the Atari VCS is awesome, and you just will not get bored with this system. If you do, then you're just not a gamer, or you're not a retro gamer. If you don't like the Atari VCS, then like, I don't know, like, you know what I mean. But I think it's awesome. If you like retro gaming like I do, Internet Archive is the place to go to. Especially when I play really old school games, you know. And like, it's easy to use. You just get yourself a keyboard, and I mean, it's not that hard to figure out the controls, like, you know. So awesome stuff to Atari VCS, you know, and really is, you know. So cause so it just is. I love it, you know what I mean. So I hope everyone has a great day out there. Take care and bye bye.